Hi, I'm Morgan. I am nobody from nowhere, and there is absolutely no reason you should listen to anything I have to say. But here we are. So let's get started. I promised a full-length video. I'm looking for my embroidery needle in my couch cushions. Just as an explanation. So I promised a video explaining why my shooting schedule for this channel, as it were, is so inconsistent. And I keep my promises. I work very hard to keep my promises. I'm just gonna have to get a new one out. Yeah, I won't always do things promptly, but I do get to them. I have a bag with an embroidery project I was working on and didn't finish because the dopamine ran out. And I've got my needles in here. I've got a little cute little tin. Look, I got those in Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna hide behind it so it becomes clear. Yeah, there we go. And it is full of embroidery needles. Well, needles that I use for such things. Yeah, this one still has thread on it, which implies to me that I was using it for something specific. I think it's this. BS, inconsistencies. I hate that I'm really inconsistent because I would like to be somebody that sticks to their schedule, you know? That sets a schedule and sticks to it. Because, especially because, like, I got the tism. Yeah. Just fix this so it doesn't look so terrible behind me. Yeah, so I know that with a schedule, especially one that didn't require me to leave my house, I would probably thrive a lot more, but I am essentially incapable. I'm having a lot of trouble with executive functioning, which means that's the part of your brain that says, hey, you really need to do this thing, so now we're gonna get up and do it. My brain says, hey, we really need to get up and do this. And then my other brain, because I've got at least two brains with several sub-brains within them. I've got a logic brain and emotion brain, but they both are struggling with executive functioning. But yeah, so what my brain does, instead of getting me up, I just sit there. I know that it's a very common thing with people in the neurodivergent community. Hang on, I have to. Sorry, this little baggie with properly separated threads was on the floor where it fell out of my pocket probably yesterday. But yeah, my executive functioning works kind of like, Morgan, get up. You have a thing you need to do. Like, I've been trying to file an appeal for the decision to deny me disability for several months. I've been trying to get myself there, trying to get there, and it's not working. Yeah. And I know that this is something that's quite common in the neurodivergent community. I just have not yet I'm also struggling from a lot of brain fog. So I have trouble getting, with those two things, getting things to work well enough that like I can fix them. I tend to be pretty good at fixing things. I'm the handyman around the house. Don't tell my dad. I'm just kidding. Though I love him, but I am better at it. Anyway, so that's a big, huge contributing factor to my inconsistencies. Is that two strings? Yes. Another one is, if you've watched any of my videos, you know, girl, I got depression clinically. I do not have manic depression. I have major depression, which, as I understand it, the difference between the two is essentially manic depression is you're depressed and then sporadically you get manic and like everything seems like you get this sort of euphoria. Again, I am not any sort of physician or psychio dude. Not, yeah. So don't take anything I say as a hundo. Definitely fact check me, but don't come at me in the comments. But yeah, so that's manic depression. And then major depression, which is what I have, is, from what I understand, it's just the big sad. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't have any actual water left, so I'm chewing ice. Yeah. Yeah. A major depression, we don't get that manic, euphoric stuff. Which, like, to me, someone that has never experienced that, I'm kind of like, well, I kind of wish that, like, that was what I had instead. But I know that that's probably because I know that manic depressives have sorry. I just coughed up a bit of phlegm, and I had to swallow it again. There was nothing for me to spit it into. This is okay. Anyway, because I know manic depressives have a lot of trouble with their mania getting them into a lot of actual trouble. Like, oh, what's his name? The character from Shameless, the ginger kid. I don't know why I can't remember his name right this second, but I'll remember it later, and I will shout it out. Okay. Because I know, like, he got into, and I know that that's media and stuff, but, like, I know that that's happens, is, you know, they get in trouble with the law and in their interpersonal relationships, and I have enough trouble with interpersonal relationships. So yeah, let's not make it any worse. Sorry, at any moment my dad could come through the door and then I have to like pause my recording and I'll edit it together later. I don't think I'm gonna do the thing I did with the last video, where I broke it up into a bunch of smaller pieces. I'm just gonna probably make a bunch of shorts with it. And then, so yeah, that's a big thing. My depression contributes heavily to my inconsistency. Especially right now, it's winter and I get the seasonal depression. You know, I think this needle might be too thick for this. Never said something. I've never had that problem before where something was too thick for it. Just kidding. See jeans and my thighs. Right now it's more like my mound, like a lady mound. Kids. Wouldn't trade mine, but like my mound. It's so poofy now. Not in like a bush way, though my razor ran out, so a little bit in that way. But no, like, that's something they don't tell you is like, I know it's called a mons pubis, okay? But my friends and I growing up, we always just referred to it as our mound, okay? Guys have their junk, ladies, we have our mound. I'm not talking about the fupa. I'm talking about like the actual, like, this is the V. There's a hole that goes up here, and then like right on here, right on the top. I don't have 3 hands, but boop, 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 that part. It's like inflated. Not like inflated because it's not full of air, but it just, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to work out this part of my body in order to fix it. I mean, I don't know how to work out this part of my body either. See that? Don't look too close because, again, my razor died, and so don't look. Yeah. I know I keep getting off track, but that's like my whole thing. That's why you're here, right? It's because I get off track and I talk about really weird and stupid things while doing a craft because I'm uncomfortable just sitting at the camera and yapping. Besides, it makes it a little bit more interesting, and then it, you know, sends me on different tangents. What was I talking about? I was talking about my mound. And I was talking about depression. Oh, crap. Am I gonna have to pause this, go back, and figure out what the fuck I was talking about? I was talking about seasonal depression. Yeah, seasonal friggin' depression is a huge contributing factor to my consistency and inability to be a functioning fuck. Though there's a lot of reasons I'm not a functioning fuck. Maybe I'll do a live video sometime so I can justify the length of time it would take to discuss why I'm not a functioning fuck. Okay. So, reason numero whatever, because I don't know how many reasons I've actually, like, given. I meant to, like, make some pages, essentially, to put in, like, the background that were like, this is a reason, because I thought it would keep me on track, but I didn't do that, because I'm not a functioning fuck. Sorry, my alarm went off, and so it, like, cut the recording. I have 2 alarms set for the morning. One is at 10:30 because I want to work my way up to getting up by like 9, because then, you know, I can start trying to work my way up to like getting up at 10, getting up at 9:30, getting up at 9, and so on. And and then one goes off at 11:30 because that is the last. I have to be up by 11:30 because I cannot take my ADHD medication after 12 o'clock noon. Anyway, so I didn't stay on track, clearly. I'm not on topic. But again, that's why you're here, right? So the reason, numero whatever, that I'm very inconsistent is because I'm really insecure. Particularly like about my physical human appearance. I mean, I know I make a lot of like shorts where I'm, you know, wearing my glasses and no makeup and I look hideous, from my perspective. Okay, and I don't need your opinions about my appearance when I don't have anything on my face. I do have makeup on today. Because when I don't wear makeup, because what I usually do for makeup, I know like in my past video where I did my makeup and I talked, I did more than I usually do because I was talking. I was like chatting with you guys. And also sometimes, you know, I get that motivation up and then I put more effort in. But most days I don't get out of my pajamas. If I don't go anywhere, I'm not wasting an outfit. It just doesn't make sense, like, to me. I'll like, and then at the end of the day, I take a shower and obviously I change my underwear. I only do laundry really when I run out of underwear. And sometimes if I can't really get there to do the laundry, I will just go and buy more underwear. I call it the Christina Yang technique because if you've ever watched Grey's Anatomy, early on, there's a point where Meredith is over at Christina's apartment, and it's like the first time she's gone to Christina's apartment, and it's filthy, and there are clothes everywhere. And if I remember correctly, she tells Meredith, I just buy more underwear, which was life-changing to me, because I was like, oh, if I just like can't get there to do the laundry, I'll just buy more underwear. Thanks, Christina Yang. So that's a thing. But yeah, I'm very insecure about my appearance. I felt like an ugly duckling like my entire life. I spent a lot of time thinking I was really ugly and thinking I was really fat. I don't know how in depth I talked about that in my last video, because I don't remember things. But yeah, I thought I was fat. I thought my body kind of looked the way it does now when I was in my teens and early adulthood, which I now understand is a form of body dysmorphia, which I did not realize then. Hang on, I gotta focus because I gotta get this under a bunch of stitches. Focusing. Yeah, so I look back on photos of myself from that time and I want to freaking scream, and like beat that girl up, because oh my god, if I could go back, I would never wear a full-size shirt. It would be crop tops all the time. Though, to be fair, the school dress code wouldn't allow that. I don't know, maybe I'd fight it. Oh my god, the number of people I would have slept with. Which I know sounds really terrible, but But yeah, I mean, I would have slept with a lot of people that I had the opportunity to sleep with, and was too insecure to do so. Yeah. Yeah. My biggest fear when it came to stuff like that, because I didn't consider sex to be a big thing. I still don't consider it to really, as long as you're safe. Um, though, no birth control is 100% effective. I know that for a fact. Um, so it's better to wrap it and pop that. Pop it, wrap it, put it in a casket. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, as long as you're safe and careful in that regard, then like I don't think it has to be a big deal if you don't want it to be. Um, I'm also of the mindset that like friends can sleep together. Like I think that sex can be an entirely platonic thing. Yeah. That's I know that comes off as kind of very controversial of a thought process. Um, and it has gotten me in trouble before. Just misunderstanding people. Because what they think is a big deal, I don't. And I forget that people don't all think the way I think, which is a problem that I think a lot of neurodivergents have. And um, uh, which sucks because like when you're neurodivergent, you don't think like normal people, but you also don't think like any other neurodivergent person necessarily. I think that no two people think the same. I think that there are similar sort of thought process systems that that are shared, but no two human people think exactly the same. Otherwise, we would be robots. Uh, but yeah, if I don't have makeup on, if I don't do my lashes and brows, I look like a naked mole rat. Um, and while I would love to try a nacho, the nacho taco from Del Taco, or wherever it was that they hung out in Kim Possible. I'm making a Kim Possible reference because I said naked mole rat, in case that wasn't abundantly clear. Come on, not. Okay, you gotta give me a second because I gotta fix this. Okay, that took like way longer than it should have. Um, sorry. Uh, but yeah, I'm really insecure. I feel like a little naked mole rat. My eyebrows are almost completely white. And my lashes are blonde to the point of invisibility. I'm glad that my son doesn't seem to have that, though time will tell. Um, and that's why I don't, because I get really insecure and mostly about my appearance. Sometimes I get insecure feeling like I don't really have anything to say or that I'm not interesting. Um, or that something I say is going to offend somebody, or that, I don't know, I'm like a little. I have like an irrational fear of being canceled. I don't know. It just looks like it's so hard. And additionally, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings and I don't want to offend anybody. That's not who I am. I'm not here to rage bait. I'm not. Um, I'm just here to. I don't really know. to be seen and heard, I guess. Though I'm not a cop, not gonna make you watch me. But if you're here, it sounds like you found something I said interesting, so thank you. Yeah. So I think that's the end. Yeah, that's why I'm really inconsistent. I did come up with an idea for stuff. I do come up with ideas for stuff to do, but sometimes I'll also I'll record something and then get frustrated with it because it's not going exactly the way I wanted it to in my head. And so I'll delete it, or just generally not post it. I mean, if you'd like to see some of the weird random stuff that I just record and don't show you, let me know and I'll do a compilation video or something. I don't know. I don't really know how to edit. Otherwise these videos would probably be a lot better and more consistent. Because yeah, no, that's another reason I don't record a lot, is because I don't know, it's hard for me to find an angle and to somewhere to, because I record these on my phone. I don't have a camera. I don't have proper lights. This is a, a tiny ring light I got for $5. We're in my living room. Yeah, I don't have the skills or a large enough stack of books that can be structurally sound enough for me to set a camera on and record. You're sitting on my kid's high chair right now on the tray table. It's in its upright and locked position. Sorry. Yeah. I get ideas and then I either can't figure out how to do them, or I do them and then I just hate it because I'm for such a horrifically messy person. I'm weirdly a perfectionist. And that's something I hate about myself. I want to just be able to relax and do something mediocre and be okay with it, which I think is kind of why I make these videos, why this whole channel exists, is because I'm trying to feel better about my own mediocrity. I'm trying to force myself, but teach myself to give myself more grace, and patience, and put less pressure on myself to make everything exactly right. So, here's to being flawed. Again, it's ice. I don't have any actual water. All right, so that's what I had to say today. I hope you watched the entire video so you could hear that cool and profound thing I said about giving myself grace. Yeah, wisdom. Yeah, hashtag wisdom. Also, just totally unrelated, but why are we not talking more about the show Gentry Chow versus the Underworld? Because it's fantastic. I'm on my 6th watch through. I keep finishing it and then immediately putting it on again from the beginning. Why aren't we talking about this?